Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna Makes It and I am part of the creative design team for Cat Scrappiness, and we've got a new release and I'm going to actually cover one of the pieces, but I'm going to show all of them to you on this video. So we've got the 100-acre Quokka 6x6 premium cardstock, and we've got 4 designs of each. It is double-sided and it is wonderful. So here we've got all of our 100-acre creatures. I real quickly flip that over. I'm going to show you the orange pattern that's on the back. Both sides of the pattern paper are great. So here we go. We've got Eeyore and Pooh character with the Quokka dressed up as the characters. Here we've got our Quokka dressed up as Winnie the Pooh. We've got the little honey pots and some of the little different decorative elements there. In addition, we've got the Pooh on the back. And here is a kind of a white panel that's got our bees and our honey pot and just some squigglies. I love this green plaid, gorgeous. Here is a pattern that you could use for a birthday Quokka 100-acre. And we've got some bees on this one, and we've got some more yellow on the back there. And it is a great paper pad, and you get 4 pieces of each, so you'll have no trouble using it, and you can use both sides and feel like you've got some use out of it. Now we've got our 100-acre Quokka set here, and we have got our Quokka dressed up as Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, and Eeyore, and we have the 100-acre Quokka coordinating dies here as well. And we have dies for everything, including the butterfly and those tiny little bees. Now I've taken and stamped everything and some sentiments and colored them just to give you a feel for that. And then we have the sentiments that go along with the set, and these are super fun. Some of the well-known sentiments, TTFN, ta-ta for now, oh bother, lots of fun things like that. Now we've got some background dies, and this is the beehive background die. And I've cut one out just to kind of give you a look at that, and I'm just using craft. I'm going to lay that other one aside because it's the one I'm going to work with. This is the 100-acre honeycomb background die. And I cut this out just to kind of give you a feel for that as well, what that looks like. Now this is the 100-acre bridge background craft die, and I'm going to be working with this one today. I did cut it out for the introduction of it, and I'm just showing you the pieces. It actually cuts out in separate pieces so that you can color or ink blend or whatever you want to do and then add them back in. It's like a little puzzle, and it goes together very easily. So we've got the bridge, the shadow piece, and we've got the trees and the tree trunks and the greenery of the trees. So that is all of the new release, and I just wanted to give you a quick peek at it. And today we're actually going to be working with the 100-acre bridge background die. And I have got my materials prepared so that we can go pretty quick. I've got a card base here, and I'm going to bring in my Cat Scrappiness bone folder. This is her new one. It has her name engraved on there so that the other one was like printed on there and it rubbed off. So this one's nice. It's actually etched in the bone folder. So I've just got some blue cardstock here from my stash that I'm going to use. It's going to be kind of like my sky area for the background of my bridge. And we're just going to get it laid down on our card base. And then we're going to start bringing in our elements. Now for this card, I'm going to make it a shaker. So I'm going to bring in some of the Cat Scrappiness shaker bits, and we'll have that. Now I have already prepared my frame. I used some packaging from the set that I got. Here's the Pooh Bear elements, and I've got some gold ones in here. I'm going to figure out which ones I'm going to use and get them laid out here. So we've got some gold sequin bits, and we've got some yellow shaker dots that we're going to use. And I'll try to link everything in the description box below so that you can check it out. But I took some acetate and I laid it on the frame of it, and you can see we've got the inside of our bridge already on there. And what I did was I used my glue runner and taped the acetate to my frame, and then I brought in some foam tape and just taped around the edge of the frame so that we'll have some lift for our shaker. And now I'm just going to bring in the tape runner. Because I'm working with acetate, I'm going to use my tape runner, and it'll make a cleaner I won't get glue all over my window here. So that's why I've chosen to do that. Now for this tree, the leaves of the tree, I just took, it's all die cut out in craft, but I just took my blending brush and some green ink and just blended over that area and made some green foliage for my leaves. And then I took my vintage photo and my blending brush and I just blended up all the other elements, the bridge, the shadow underneath the bridge, and then the tree trunks and limbs. I just used that vintage photo and just darkened it up just to make it look a little bit more dimensional and a little bit more interesting. And we're just going to take the tape runner and get some adhesive on here and we'll get it laid down. Now these, there's no mistaking how they go because the tree line and the top of the trunk match up perfectly. So you'll have no trouble positioning it back in there. And we'll get our other tree laid down on here. And we're beginning to have an area for our scene. And I took the quokka that's dressed up as Pooh and the little bear, and I actually cut the quokka's arms so that I could put the bear hugging, put the quokka hugging the little teddy bear. I did that so I could use one of the special sentiments that are included in the set. I thought it went nicely with it. So we're just going to get our quokka, Pooh costume quokka laid down on there with the little bear that he's hugging, and I think it's super cute. And I'm going to bring in our sentiment that reference a hug, and we'll get it laid down on our acetate. So I'm just using that same tape runner and getting it laid down on there. And this sentiment says a hug is always the right size. And it's super cute. So we're going to get it laid down on our A2 card base. I was just checking it, and now I'm going to fill the areas that are covered with some foam tape so that I can kind of contain my shaker bits just to the area of the window that will show. That way they don't fall to the bottom of the card base or to the top, and they'll just lay better in the windowed area. And I'm just trying to get this foam tape lined up to where it won't show. And then we'll be able to get this, pull off the backer sheets and get this laid down with our shaker bits. I'm just going to remove all of the release papers and then we'll get it laid down. So I'm just pulling off that final piece. Got them all off there. I didn't think you needed to watch me pull all of those off. And then we will get our shaker bits. Now I brought in this rubber mat here just so I thought if they went rolling off my card, they wouldn't hit that glass mat and fly everywhere. But I've got a little trick here. I've got my Pooh shaker embellishments here, and I'm making a little circle, and the circle can contain those shaker dots. Now these gold embellishments here they won't roll because they're flat, but those shaker dots, I love them for the sound that they make in your shaker, but they will roll right off your card. So I'm creating a little well with these other ones so that I can lay them in there. So we've got the brilliant gold, and then we've got these yellow dots here that we're going to use. And I'm just sprinkling some in there, and I'm able to keep them all contained within the those Pooh clay bits that are in there. So now I'm ready to just get this laid down on my card base. I'm going to very carefully line it up. It will not be perfect, and we'll do some trimming on it, but it'll come together. You can see I need to trim on the bottom edge and then on the left side a little bit. But we've got our little shaker with all of our fun bits in there, and I think it'll make for a fun card. So I've noticed that I need to do some trimming, and I'm just going to grab my scissors and just do some trimming on these edges here. And then that'll finish up our shaker card. I think it's super cute. Now for this one, I just blended with my blending brush. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. I just took some ink and just blended with it. Now I'm going to show you another one that I made, and I did some blending, and then I also took my alcohol markers and just kind of highlighted. I used alcohol markers for the trees and the leaves and also the cobblestone on the bridge. And then this one I kept it simpler with the blending of the ink. But I did make it a shaker. So here are 2 cards with our bridge, and I think it's super cute. So here's our bridge. I thought I'd bring it back in. That's the die. And I hope you like them. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.